the Warriors at Russell Memorial Stadium, and the ball is up into the air and back deep into the end zone. It won't be run out. The Eagles will have it first down, 10 yards to go from the 20-yard line, and this young man has a whale of a foot. We watched him in warm-up.
Boy, he sure does. And on a wet field, that's pretty good kicks. He also has about a 42-yard punting average, too. One of the better punters in the area.
Parkview Baptist will have it first down, 10 yards to go from the 20-yard line. Starting quarterback will be number 3, Townsend. Along in the backfield with Townsend will be Bourgeois and Richardson. Townsend moves them back into the backfield. Bourgeois tries it up the middle and will be met there and stopped by number 76 for the Warriors. That's a Roger Frazier.
Number 76, Roger Frazier.
You know, Corey Townsend comes in here, kind of a two-tiered type quarterback. He's has over 500 yards rushing with 4 touchdowns on the ground and 13 touchdowns passing this year, so can do a little bit of everything.
Townsend will bring him back up. He's got Bourgeois and Richardson in the backfield with him. He spreads them out to the wing. Bourgeois on a little wing around, looking for some running room. Won't find any there. So Amite with good pursuit to the outside, shut him down. So Broomfield on the stop for the Warriors, third down. Yeah, I noticed that. Bush just pointed out to me their offensive linemen aren't even going into the huddle.
I've never seen something like this. It's going to be third and about a long 3 around the 26, 27-yard line. They have to get to the 30 for first down.
Townsend. Full house backfield. Long count. Too much time, and it looks like he did it deliberately.
I don't know if they were doing it deliberately, because it looked like he was shaking his head no whenever they threw too much time. I think what they were going to do is wait till the very last second and then maybe snap the ball and try to catch Amite off guard, sort of like what Ponchatoula did to Hammond earlier in the season.
So that's going to back it up 5. It'll be third down, 8 yards to go for the first down. One receiver to the high side for the Eagles.
I can't see where they'd want to do that on purpose.
No, he's waiting for the official. He's looking at the wrong official.
Townsend under center. He'll roll out, looking to throw back across the field to set the screen up to Bourgeois. A little bit of a seam, but not much. The Wayne Warriors playing tough defense, shut it down there. In on the stop, number 64, Nathan Thomas for the Warriors.
Yeah, Nathan Thomas was one of only 2 people out there. The screen pass looked like it worked well. If Bourgeois would have gone outside, he might have gotten a little bit more, but he went back following his blocker, and Nate Thomas did a good job of holding him for a fourth down. It'd be 4th and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Alfred Broomfield back deep to receive the kick from Bourgeois. Snap is a little high. Bourgeois gets it in, headed for the corner. He hooks it up the middle. Taken there by number 22. Looking for some running room is Alfred Broomfield, and they'll get it back into the Eagles' territory at about the 44-yard line.
And I believe they called a clip on there. It didn't look like a clip, but it looked like his helmet actually got on the front side of him, but the referee was on the back side, and he didn't get a chance to see it. So Amite's going to be backed up here for a clip, probably to around a 30, between 30 and 35-yard line.
Desmond Collins will lead him out. 5'7", 172-pound senior. Big back up. Backs it all the way up to about the 32, 33-yard line, where the Warriors will have it first down and 10. Parkview Baptist, of course, undefeated on the season from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
The quarterback in tonight is Desmond Collins. He's got 417 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns, and he also has a 52% completion average, and has thrown for 13 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards.
Tim Downing to the near side. Desmond Collins along with Kedrick Francois in the backfield. Looking for some running room around the corner is Hornsby, and he's going to be forced out after he picks up about none.
Yeah, he did a good job of bouncing off and trying to keep it from being a loss. It looks like Parkview Baptist has it scouted pretty good, because whenever Hornsby went in motion, it looked like they shifted just for this play.
So Hornsby will check out. You're going to send a wide receiver to the high side. That's going to be Adrian Harris. Desmond Collins puts the man in motion. Collins on the keeper to the near side, looking for some running room. Cuts it to the outside, one man to beat, and he gets it down to about the 35-yard line. So Desmond Collins showing the versatility that has made Amite successful so much of the year.
And Kendrick Francois was down there blocking. That was actually a good call. It looked like a play-action pass call. He just rolled out and kept the ball. Everybody shifted to go with Hornsby, who was or not Hornsby, but Donald Baptiste in motion, and he just opened everything up on this side.
From the 37, 38-yard line, receivers high and low for the Warriors. Collins with number 30, C.J. Baptiste in the backfield. To Baptiste, up the middle. Baptiste breaking tackles, will get it down to about the 26, 27-yard line. So C.J. Baptiste, behind some big blocks on that offensive line, picks up some neat yardage. I'll tell you what, that was a real neat, clean run. He ran it right to the hole, broke the tackle he needed to break, and broke out into the backfield. First down, 10 yards to go.
Ran right behind number 67, Ardell Edwards.
First and 10. Inside the 30 at about the 27. Desmond Collins looks over the defense. Baptiste once again, and he'll pick up about 1 on the play, so that'll bring up a second down and about 8 yards to go. 7:51 left to go here in the first quarter. No score from Russell Memorial Stadium.
Boy, and they're gonna wear out Donald Baptiste going in motion. But what Donald Baptiste is gonna do is I followed him on that play. After he gets past the end, he turns it up, almost like he's running it every play, even on the running play. And I got a feeling that Desmond Collins is going to be looking for him on a pass play before long.
Harris to the high side as a wide receiver, man in motion. Baptiste stringing it out a little bit, running over some players, and getting it down, about to the 20-yard line. And folks, once they get down that far from our vantage point, we really can't spot the yard markers.
No, we really can't. And a outstanding block by number 60, Lucas Higgins, on that play to spring Baptiste.
Third down. Let's call it about 4 or 5 to go for the first. 6:51 left to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score from Russell Memorial. The Amite Warriors against the Parkview Baptist Eagles. 2 receivers to the high side. Hornsby along with Harris. Baptiste, the lone setback. Francois at a wing. Collins looking to keep, making his move to the outside. Tackled out there by number 40, Jared Hill, 6'2", 225-pound defensive end. Young man stayed strong.
Yeah, he did. Ardell Edwards was trying to block him, and I think what he did, Ardell Edwards blocked him in the same, they really weren't on the same page, and blocked him in the same direction that Collins was running to. I think if Collins would have cut to the inside, it might have had a little better shot at it. It's going to be 4th and about 6, and it looks like, well, Amy's going to call a timeout to see whether they want to kick a field goal or go for it on 4th down.
Tonight's contest being brought to you by First Guaranty Bank. They have a proud family tradition of serving your family here in the Tangipahoa Parish area with full-service banking for all of your locations. First Guaranty Bank is here to serve you and your family for all your banking needs. First Guaranty Bank in Hammond. Also, tonight's contest being brought to you by Charles V. Jinko, attorney at law for all your legal needs. See Charles V. Jinko with 18 years of experience in real estate, auto accidents, and personal injury, wills and estates, divorce, child support, and more. It's Charles V. Jinko when you need an attorney. Located on Mulberry Street, across from the post office. Phone number is 748-8164. Also, tonight's contest being brought to you by Kids Impressions. Come by Kids Impressions. They have sizes from infant to preteen. Quality name brand clothing. Jabot and Nautica, 307 Northwest Central Avenue, Amite, 747-8007, next to Hometown Pharmacy.
About 5 now for the Warriors.
Tonight's contest also being brought to you by Central Progressive Bank. They would like to wish the Warriors good luck. 4th down, about 5 yards to go for the first. full house backfield for Desmond Collins. Collins to pass. Collins got a receiver wide open. That's number 20 and dropped out there by Carlos Burns. Carlos Burns was wide open out of the backfield, and the ball bounced off his fingertips.
Too open. That was a perfectly planned play, and it's just unfortunate that he didn't get the ball. The only good thing came out of that is that Amite has Parkview backed up down at the 20-yard line, or right around where they were starting off their first series.
Parkview Baptist brings it up to the line of scrimmage with Corey Townsend, the quarterback. Bourgeois and Richardson are your running backs. Townsend looks over the defense. Quick hitter up the middle. Townsend keeps it himself and will pick up about 13, so the ball hit very well from us.
I didn't know. I was looking at a couple guys flying around the middle, and I said, what are they tackling this guy for? And Townsend takes it on the outside and up for a first down.
First down for the Eagles. Ball at about the 40-yard line. Fog moving into Memorial Stadium, the Russell Memorial Stadium. Receivers to the bottom. One receiver to the bottom for the Eagles. Townsend taking a lot of time trying to keep the ball out of Amite's hands. Brandon Bourgeois on the carry. Pick up about 3 or 4, and I think what they're doing is the old stall game. They don't want the ball in the hands of the Amite offense. They want to take as much time off of this clock as they can.
Well, I think I know what happened whenever they call the delay of game penalty. You have 2 back judges, and usually a back judge is right there in the middle, and with 5 seconds left, he puts his hands up. And I think Corey Townsend was looking at the wrong referee.
One receiver to the near side. Champlain is his name. Townsend on the option, decides to keep, picks up about 3 or 4. He's going to be a little short of the first down, I believe. If this fog gets any worse, we're not going to be able to see the game.
Yeah, and on the veer, what Townsend's doing, he's faking the handoff in the middle, then he takes a couple steps and just stops, and he kind of looks over the situation, then he takes off. And what that does, it freezes the linebackers, and they have to start and stop, not knowing which way he's going. It's giving him enough to pick up that extra 4 or 5 yards and turn the corner.
3rd and short from about the 50-yard line. Less than a yard to go for the first. Townsend brings him up, flips the backs to the I formation. Second back through is Bourgeois. He'll push his way ahead for the first down and into the Warriors' territory.
The Bourgeois kid's 6 foot, 175, and does a good job putting his head down. He's only a junior, but he's got over 1,400 yards rushing this year. 27 touchdowns.
Injury on the play. We'll take a break.
A little time out there as Parkview tried to get number 70, Mike Brown, off the field. Looks like he sprained an ankle. Parkview's got the ball 1st and 10 at the Amite 48-yard line.
Townsend brings him up. On the option, once again, decides to keep, curls it under, and picks up about 4. So he's very shifty on that option, Crawfish.
Yeah, and Parkview must have a pretty decent line, because what he's doing, he's waiting till he gets right past the tackle, and then he's cutting up. Nothing where he's having to run down the sideline and give this Amite defense a chance for the pursuit to catch up with him. He's trying to, the minute he gets a hole, he's going to try to go, and gained about a little over 3, close to 4 yards on that play.
2nd down, 7 yards to go for the first, inside the Warrior territory. Townsend to Bourgeois to the near side. Bourgeois picking his way through the crowd, and a lick is laid out there on Mr. Bourgeois by number 10, Brian Deemer. And Brian Deemer put the beamer on him, man.
Boy, he like took his head out. And I tell you what Bourgeois does, he hits pretty good, sort of like Don Baptiste did. He's harder to bring down, especially being wet, and he's making them miss on the first try. Beamer didn't let him do anything more than that once he got about 2 or 3 yards. But they must know what the play is, because the lineman is on the line.
Receivers high and low for the Eagles. Townsend. Contact made. It might be a free first down. We'll see if somebody moved. Looks like number 55 for the Warriors jumped a little bit. Rashawn Lewis Offsides against the Warriors. That'll give them 5. And you can bet Coach Donald Career will not be pleased with that. First down, 10 yards to go for Parkview. They'll have the ball at about the 36-yard line.
Well, it's time for Amite to start looking at shutting down this Parkview offense, because Parkview has a kicker who's been kicking them from a little bit further in than this all night long.
Townsend. Option to Bourgeois. Bourgeois drugged down for little or no gain. And quick pitch that time, a little pressure on Townsend.
Yeah, and Carlos Burns did a good job of staying with him, giving him a short gain of about 3 yards.
About 4 on the play.
So it'll be second down and 6.
It's been a quick first half, 1:40 left in the first quarter.
First quarter, yeah. 1:42 seconds. No score from Amite, Louisiana. One receiver to the high side, that's Champlain. Man-to-man coverage out there on him. Bourgeois tries the middle, and he'll pick up a couple. And you know, they're getting 3 and 3 on the first 2, which is not leaving them in bad shape on their third down conversion situation.
No, it's not. And I tell you what, Bourgeois is not afraid to put it up in there. He's not the type of guy who wants to try to make a move to the outside. He just tries to lower his head and just put it right up in there. He looks like he has a couple of holes, but he wants to run over somebody.
Third down, we'll call it 3 yards to go for the first. They're going to send a receiver to the high side, excuse me, to the low side, one to the high side.
Ball's clear.
Townsend, quick. Out, one hop, no reception. That'll bring up 4th. Man-to-man coverage out there by number 82, Daylon Williams. So Williams.
I don't think if he'd have caught it, it would have been enough for the first down. They were running that play in pregame. They did a lot of that short little waggle, little slant, and or little drive for about 4 yards, 5 yards, and turn around. Hit him on a rope. The kid's got a pretty good arm, because it throws a little bit side arm, a little bit low, but he's got a good rocket.
Big play here in the first quarter. Nothing to score. 4th down. They're going for it. Bourgeois up the middle, not going anywhere. I don't think he made it.
I don't think he made it to the line of scrimmage.
Number 75 in on the stop is Dixon. So Dixon with a good job of stuffing up the middle. And the Warriors will take it over. First down and 10 with 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
I think it'd been easier for him to run into that telephone pole than into Dixon. That was a good stop there. Now, Amite, what they have to do is turn this into a positive here to where they can drive down and get some points on the board. They've shown that they can move the ball well on the ground against this Parkview defense.
Mallory to the low side. Adrian Harris to the high side. Desmond Collins along with Batiste. To throw to Francois. Oh, to Harris. Harris was open with a step, but Adrian Harris just couldn't pull the ball in. A little bit overthrown.
Yeah, and he catches one like that. It certainly shows you why he has a 22 plus yard average on every catch. He's had 25 catches this year for over 550 yards and 8 touchdowns. We'll see him again.
Oh, yeah. And that'll be second down. 10 yards to go. Ball rested at about the 26, 27-yard line. 32 seconds left to go here in the first quarter with no score from Russell Memorial. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the high side. Desmond Collins, the quarterback. On a keeper, looking for some running room. Collins tries to get around the corner, and a good defensive effort there by number 44. That's Caluette. So Caluette staying home and doing his job.
And that's the same play that really worked well in the second series. But this time Collins kind of stumbled a little bit when he was taking off, and he was about a half a step behind, gave everybody a chance to catch up with him from the defense.
Third down, 8 yards to go for the first. And that's the end of the first quarter, folks. We'll be back in just a moment with the second quarter. Game's also being brought to you by Brian Broomfield. If you're looking for auto, home, or life insurance, look no further. There's only one place you need to be, and that's in good hands with Allstate. Allstate Insurance. Come by and see Brian Broomfield, 306 East Oak Street, Suite A in Amite, or call 748-6224. And thank goodness the rain has stopped here tonight in Amite. Also, Rick's Auto and Truck Parts bring you tonight's game. They now offer a service center and tires and always hot coffee. Highway 16 East, Amite, Louisiana. Collins to throw, looking for a receiver. Finds one out there open is Adrian Harris, looking to make a move to the outside. Adrian Harris picks up a block, and it's going to be a foot race between him and Townsend. Townsend cuts him back to the inside, and he'll bring it down to the 10.
Big block by Tim Downing coming back to free him, but a heck of a run by Adrian Harris once he got the ball.
What were you saying about 22 yards?
Yep, that's improving that average every time.
Folks, Rick's Auto and Truck Parts can be reached at 748-5117 or 748-5950. First and 10, they say, so the ball we can't tell where the ball is exactly, but it's got to be at about the 11.
Desmond Collins on that play looked like he was going to run, and everybody cheated up. Harris came back for the ball.
Collins takes it up the middle by himself, and he'll pick up a couple.
Both Harris and Hornsby were open over here. Once they saw that Collins looked like he was going to run, all he did was kind of drift apart, and then that's when he was wide open.
Harris really wasn't running when he caught the football. He was just drifting backwards.
Well, when you look at the defensive backs, they give up on their coverage when it looks like that Collins is going to run the ball, and all he did was take his eye off for 1 second, and that gave enough time for Harris to get in the open.
Collins up the middle once again behind the big offensive line. He's just going to keep it up the middle and push.
First down.
Flag on the play. We'll see what the call is going to be. And let's see who they talk to. Might have been a little bit of a late hit. It's against
Parkview Baptist.
Parkview Baptist. So that'll bring up first and goal.
That's a big first and goal because I don't think they had enough. It would have been third and short, but it's going to be first and goal from about the
1 foot line.
nah, shorter than that, maybe my foot.
Your foot. First and just a lean to the goal line. Collins brings it up. Everybody in tight. Look for the big push. Look for the big push. Collins rolls it into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Warriors draw first blood here at the beginning of the second quarter.
It's awfully quiet on the Parkview Baptist side.
So Amite draws first blood here with 10:28 left to go in the first half. Adrian Harris will come in and attempt the extra point. And what a big drive for the Amite Warriors after forcing the ball back on downs from Parkview Baptist, undefeated on the year, we might add.
That's right. And you got to give the touchdown there to Dixon for stopping Parkview Baptist on fourth down.
Adrian Harris splits the uprights. The score is 7-0. Tonight's contest being brought to you by First Guarantee Bank. It's time to celebrate with 2 personalized accounts for valued customers 55 and over. No minimum balance required, interest paid on all balances, discount on safety deposit boxes, prescription drug advantages, and also free corporate image checking and more with Advantage 55 from First Guarantee Bank with offices all over the place in this parish.
Kick will go in the end zone?
I would think so. Adrian Harris will tee it up. And the Warriors have a 7-0 lead, and we're seeing the chop here at Warrior Stadium. Harris, line drive kick, bounces, taken there by number 10, Adrian Bourgeois, looking for a hole up the middle, and will be knocked down by big number 76. That's going to be Roger Frazier.
He picked him up and just laid him down.
But a good return by Bourgeois, a little bit of a win.
Tell you what, if it wouldn't have got by Frazier, he had a pretty good open field. It'd have been a foot race. So it was a big stop right there, right around the 32-yard line. I don't know what they do on offense when they leave the lineman up there.
They're calling, the offensive line coach is calling the plays from the sideline with signals. Townsend puts Bourgeois in motion. 2 steps drops, looking for Bourgeois, curls it back in, and he'll pick up about 4 on the play, but that's going to be a dangerous pass for Townsend to throw tonight.
They had a lot of coverage. Bourgeois is lucky that he got a chance to catch it, turning it in a pretty good little catch and run for about 6 or 7 yards. But you know what they might be doing with the linemen? Keep them from running back and forth to the huddle, and maybe they have some better legs in the fourth quarter.
Could be a prank. 9:49 left to go in the first half. 7-0 is the score. Amite on top. One receiver to the high side for Townsend. Townsend tries to follow the fullback up the middle, but he didn't leave much room.
No, actually, he really didn't want to follow him up the middle. But Alfred Brumfield was coming in from this side, and he knew that he couldn't make any kind of a move out here, so he just tried to follow the fullback, and that's what you got to do with a veer. Anytime you miss a handoff, what you do is you just try to follow the guy who was supposed to get the ball, because you know there's some blocking there.
Third down, 2 yards to go for Parkview Baptist. 9:11 left to go here in the first half. One receiver to the high side. Man-to-man coverage out there. Townsend. Ball on the ground. Townsend picks it up. That's going to bring up 4th down, and they've got to punt.
That's a big play there. When you're playing good ball, good things happen to you, and that's exactly what happened there. Fumble on 3rd and short. It's going to bring up 4th and 4, and it looks like Townsend's going to be back to punt.
Number 22 back deep to receive will be Broomfield. And Bourgeois will do the punting for the Eagles. He'll strike the ball at about the 30. Broomfield waiting for it at about the 35.
In warm-up, Bourgeois was kicking him about 40 yards, but he's been running a good bit in this ball game, and he did that in pregame too.
Nice high kick. Broomfield lets it bounce, and it'll go down to about the 20-yard line. So Broomfield, with good coverage, had to get out from under it.
Well, even to call a fair catch or something like that on a wet field, just let it roll. You put it back in the hands of your offense. You don't want to make a mistake there after you have a good 3 downs and out, and get the ball back to field. I'm glad Amite has the ball again. I like watching him on offense.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the winner of this contest tonight will either take on Bro Bridge or St. James. Is that correct? I believe it is, yeah.
I believe so.
Oh, that's 2 good trips there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 for the Warriors. Harris to the near side. Desmond Collins.
Oh, man.
Francois looking for some running room. Breaks it to the outside, and Francois will pick up a big yardage. So Francois forced out. Kendrick forced out after about a 20-yard pickup.
Yeah, and you know, the 2 guys on the tackle there, number 3, Corey Townsend, the quarterback, and number 10, Brandon Bourgeois. So these guys are going to be pretty tired by the end of the game, especially whenever your cornerback's making all the tackles and he's getting beat up there.
Harris will come to the near side. Josh Son to the high side as a wide receiver. I'm sorry. That is number 5, Hornsby. Up the middle to Baptiste. And I got that one wrong. It's Downing. You know, they're going to have to get some bigger names on this program. I can't see it.
Well, that was a quick handoff.
Yes, it was.
Ball was marked at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Warriors.
And Edwards is really moving some people around on that offensive line. He's out there along with number 77, Perry. And we'll get the rest of them for you as soon as we can. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the high side. Francois Baptiste in the backfield with Collins. Francois led out there by number 61, Matt Spitali. So Matt Spitali with the lead block. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Yeah, you got Edwards in their block, and also you got Higgins and Michael Brace. I hope I pronounced that right.
I hope so too. 3rd down, 6 to go for the first. 7-0 is your score with 6:44 left to go here in the first half. Hornsby at a receiver to the high side. It's Adrian Harris. Adrian Harris rolls it for the first down. So Adrian Harris just goes up about 4 steps, stops, and is hit with a bullet. And if the spot is right, we've got a first down.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. They might want to measure, but it looks like he might be enough. Yeah, they are going to measure.
Yeah, I don't think we got a good fair spot there, but Butch Lee says first, and that's good enough for me. Tonight's contest being brought to you by Rick's Auto and Truck Parts. They now offer service center and tires. Always hot coffee. Highway 16 East, Amite, Louisiana. Call them at 748-5117 or 748-5950. Also, tonight's contest. If you're looking for auto, home, or life insurance, look no further. There's only one place you need to be, and that's in the good hands with Allstate Insurance. Come by and see Brian Broomfield at 306 East Oak Street, Suite A. That's in Hammond, or call 748-6224. Tonight's contest also being brought to you by Central Progressive Bank. They'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. First and 10 for the Warriors inside the Parkview territory at about the 48-yard line. Harris to the near side along with Hornsby. Harris 2 steps, looking downfield. One receiver out there wide open is number 10. That was Deemer, but a good defensive play out there by the running back, Brandon Bourgeois.
I tell you what, they keep running Bourgeois and
Harris going to burn them alive.
And Townsend that much, they'll be wore out by the 4th quarter. But that was a perfectly thrown ball.
Desmond Collins is very impressive in warm-up. We've watched him play one time this year, and that was on a playback. I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah, and he's doing all this on a wet field, too.
Number 99 to the high side is Mallory, along with number 2, Donald Baptiste. Adrian Harris to the near side. Option. Desmond Collins keeps. Desmond making a move to the outside. They'll give him the spot at about the 40, so he'll pick up about 7 or 8 on the carry.
And he had the presence of mind, knowing that he was a little bit short of the first down. He was looking for somebody to pitch because they were tackling him around the ankles. If somebody had been out there, I think he would have pitched.
So 3rd down, let's call it 3 to go for the first. 5:34 left to go in the first half. 7-0 is your score. Amite on top of Parkview. Parkview comes in undefeated on the year, 11-0. Amite with 1 loss to Independence.
A lot of time of possession in favor of Amite also.
Downing to the high side. Harris to the bottom of your screen. Desmond Collins on the quarterback keeper. Breaks it to the outside, and we'll lose a little bit.
Boy, they like this more. That's about the 4th, 5th time they've run that quarterback keeper. It looked like he was about ready to bounce off, and there's a kid that you were seeing earlier at number 40, Jared Hill, 6'2", 225.
We got an injury on the play. Number 67, Edwards, injured on the play, but he comes off the field under his own power.
Not a whole bunch of power.
Not a whole bunch of power, but he's coming off himself. Number 52 will replace him. Brazil. 4th down, folks. The Warriors going for it. 4th down and about 3 to go for the first. Everybody in tight, offensively and defensively. Collins. Long count, trying to draw him off. Well-disciplined defensive line. Collins have to call timeout, but that was a well-disciplined defensive line for Parkview.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured they were going to do that too.
So Coach Donald Career, I think, will still go for it on 4th down here. Tonight's contest also being brought to you by Kids Impression. Come by Kids Impression. We have sizes from infant to preteen. Quality name brand clothing, Jabot and Nautica. They're at 307 Northwest Central Avenue in Amite, 747-8007, next to Hometown Pharmacy. There's also plenty accessories to choose from with London Fog coats. Also, tonight's contest being brought to you by Charles V. Jinko, attorney at law. 18 years of experience in real estate, auto accidents, and personal injury, wills and estates, divorce, child support, and more. It's Charles V. Jinko when you need an attorney, located at Mulberry Street in Amite, across from the post office. Well, here's your situation, folks. 4:36 left to go here in the first half. 7-0 is the score. Amite in the lead, and it's 4th down and about 3.
You know what we might see? You know everybody is going to be out there biting on on Harris. On one of these passes, you're going to have Donald Baptiste, Eric Hornsby run right past him.
Francois, play fake, looking for Harris. In his hands, all the way down, touchdown! Adrian Harris just put the burn to Corey Townsend, and about a 40-yard touchdown strike thrown by Desmond Collins. Beautifully timed, beautifully executed.
On the nickel, a good touch pass, and he hadn't been off on any of his passes tonight.
And you talk about to take the wind out of your sails. When you've got them 4th down and 3 and they score on you, that's really got to hurt.
Yeah, but you know what? That was a good coaching call, but they did a good job of play faking, handing that ball up the middle, and then throwing it long, because that was the only person going out was Harris.
Adrian Harris to attempt the extra point. Collins hold, Harris kick up. It's good. So with 4:27 left to go in the first half, the score is Amite High 14 and Parkview Baptist nothing. And Crawfish, the keys to tonight, of course, is the ability of Amite to convert.
Yeah, they've done that, but it's also the ability of keeping Parkview Baptist on this side of the 50-yard line, and Amite's done a good job of that too. And you got to look. I bet you Amite has 75% of the time in this first half in time of possession. They've done a good job of making Parkview go 3 and out, or that second to last series, they got a 13-yard run, but after that, they held them on 4th down.
Richardson and Bourgeois back deep to receive the kick from Adrian Harris. He gets a big foot into it. It comes down a little short, taken by Bourgeois at about the 5. Looking for a wedge up the middle, finds a little bit of a seam, and he's met there by number 1, Buckles.
And also in on there was number 26, Chris Gordon, who did a good job. Between Chris Gordon and Buckles did a good job of wrapping him up. Short of the 25-yard line, we're right at the 25-yard line, and we got 4 minutes and 19 seconds left.
Sutton was also in on the stop. One thing about Parkview, too, you know, you're 11-0 on the year, Crawfish. This is a situation you haven't had to coach out of very much this year.
No, you really hadn't. I was trying to see. The closest game they had was a 21-7 game against Redemptress.
Bourgeois still running hard. Will take it to the outside and pick up a couple.
In on tackle was Lindrick Francois. And these are the same kids that were on defense just shortly. So there's a lot of running. The quarterback, Townsend, just had to chase Harris about 40 yards wide open for a play, and then he's got to come back. And they're on the kickoff receive team, and now they got to come back out here on offense.
So even though Parkview Baptist has the numbers, they don't have the depth and talent.
They got the quality, they just don't have the numbers.
Quick pitch to Richardson, looking for some running room, cuts it back up the middle, and he'll pick up a couple more.
And Richardson came in. He's their alternate back, but last week against Cecilia, he had 147 yards and 3 touchdowns for Parkview.
What an offensive machine here tonight in Amite, Louisiana, Russell Stadium, Russell Memorial. The Warriors really boding themselves well on offense and on defense, giving up no points to the previously undefeated Parkview Eagles. 2 receivers to the near side. Townsend looks over the defense. On the option.
Got it.
Depending on the spot, he's pretty close.
Yeah, I think they're going to spot it right around the 36-yard line, which should be about a foot or 2 enough for first down.
So first down and 10 yards to go with 2:50 left to go here in the first half. The Warriors in the lead, 14-0. First and 10. Ball rested at about the 36-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side. Backs in the I formation. It's Richardson, Bourgeois behind Townsend, the quarterback. Richardson on the carry. He'll grind his way ahead for a couple, and I'm going to tell you, you're not going to move a lot of people around on that Amite defense.
No, and I'm surprised Corey Townsend's arms on about 6 inches longer. It looked like he just tried to rip them off right when he handed off. Going to bring 2nd and 7 for a first down, have to get to around a little past the 46-yard line.
Now, Parkview did venture to pass a little bit. They weren't that successful with it in the first quarter. They got receivers to the near side, 2 of them, man-to-man coverage out there. One splits out to the high side. Townsend to pass, pump fake, looking for Bourgeois across the middle. He rakes it in and will bring it down to about the 41-yard line. So I'm going to tell you something. This has been the Brandon Bourgeois show here tonight.
It really has. Brandon Bourgeois did a good job of coming out, hitting where he knew he had to get the first down, and then drifting toward the middle. Good for a first down, but he's not their primary receiver. Their primary receiver is number 9, Adam Willett, who's the wideout over here. He's got 22 catches for 7 touchdowns.
Option play. Townsend to keep. Townsend rambling his way down inside the 20-yard line. So Parkview back to showing why they are 11-0 on the year.
Townsend did a good job of making people miss him on there, because there was 2 or 3 clean tackles that just couldn't convert on. And these fellas want to put some scores on the board before they want something positive, because they really hadn't had much
to go on.
Not at all.
1:26 left to go. A timeout on the field. First down, 10 yards to go for the Eagles from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Parkview Baptist. Townsend with Richardson in the backfield and Bourgeois. Townsend to Bourgeois. Bourgeois draws back to pass. Got a receiver open in the end zone. Touchdown, Parkview Baptist. And number 10 had the coverage out there, Deemer, and had good coverage.
Yeah, and I thought he had a chance of intercepting the ball. The ball just happened to float up long enough.
And Parkview is on the board, folks. And it went right through the hands of Deemer.
And Deemer knows he should have had that. That's just, that's just the luck of where it falls. Deemer had good coverage on a reverse pass.
Singletary to attempt. And it's good. So the score 14-7 with 1:18 left. And remember this, Amite will get the ball back at the beginning of the second half.
And Lindrick Francois is going to block a field goal or an extra point tonight before it's over with. I don't know, it must have went under his legs, because he was right there.
Went under his chin strap. Here we go, 1:18 left to go.
Calling for the 2-minute line.
Offense being called.
They don't want to kneel on it.
Donald Correa is not going to kneel on it. Not with a 14-7 lead. He wants points. He knows he's going to need them, because this Parkview team can score.
Not knowing that your quarterback is putting the ball on the nickel, too.
Number 11, Justin Singletary.
So Singletary will kick it off. Back deep to receive will be number 8 for the Warriors. Butler and number 4, Hornsby.
Watch how many people are going to be on Harris next time he goes out. The whole team's going to be wide open.
So Butler and Hornsby back deep to receive. And we'll get it underway with 1:18 left to go in the first half. 14-7 is your score. Singletary. Pooch kick. Out of bounds. And it'll come back to the 35-yard line with 1:18 left. And I'll tell you, it doesn't take Amite long to score.
Hey, that was perfect for Amite. That really helps out, because now they get the ball at the 35-yard line with no time off the clock on that play.
They only got 1 timeout left.
When the ball was out of bounds on the kickoff.
Amite's down to 1 timeout. And they'll use it wisely. So Desmond Collins will bring them out.
When the ball was out of bounds on the kickoff in the high school play, it put into play at the 35-yard line. So it'll be Warriors ball at the 35.
Collins comes to the huddle from the 35-yard line. Adrian Harris, the wide receivers to the near side. Wells to the high side.
Oh, they got him ice.
Everybody out. The waggle to Harris. The hook and lateral almost picked off by Bourgeois. First down, Parkview Baptist on the fumble. So it's Parkview Baptist's football, and they're the ones with 1:11 left.
And I tell you what, Bourgeois almost caught that ball in the air and ran it back. That was a perfect pass play.
Parkview Baptist well coached. They were waiting for that.
They really were. I think just the pass play would have worked well.
So Parkview Baptist with the big turnover will have the ball at about the 36-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go.
They're going to at least try to play for a field goal here.
Oh, yeah. Townsend looks over to the defense. On the option play to Bourgeois, not going anywhere. Caught in the backfield by number 22, Broomfield.
Yeah, and Brumfield did a good job of keeping anything from getting on the outside, but that whole right side of the defense with the linemen and the linebackers did a good job. They're not, I think they're a little mad now. I don't think they want to give up much here.
47 seconds left to go in the first half. 14-7 is your score. Bourgeois to the high side. Townsend, 2 steps, looking straight at Bourgeois, being pressured, gets one off into a crowd and picked off by the Warriors, number 31. Warford. And Patrick Warford with the interception, but Crawfish is saying clip.
And I tell you what, that was a good backhanded catch. It looked like it just stuck to his hands.
So 2 quick turnovers, one on a fumble, one back to Amite with 22 seconds left. What they have to do now is get as many receivers out as they can and find the man that's manned up and throw to him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know Parkview is going to be looking for the long ball. I just run everybody down the field and run some type of a screen pass and just try to get your speed out there.
Amite proven to be very, very quick after receiving the football, so it doesn't really make any difference where they get it, as long as they get it in the open.
Who was it that was in on Townsend? That you got to really credit whoever that was about they're putting the heat on him for that interception there.
Adrian Harris to the near side. To the high side is Downing, along with Hornsby.
Boy, they're isolating Harris out here on Bourgeois.
Collins on the draw play to Batiste, and a flag on the play.
Batiste on the tail over the right side.
We got a flag on the play. Looks like it's came in right around holding.
Yeah, but there was nobody there. They had 2 Amite players on the ground. Well, they were holding each other.
Yeah. We'll see what the call is. And they'll be talking to Parkview Baptist, I do believe. Well, no flag. They forgot. They forgot about it.
You can't hold yourself.
You possibly could. 9 seconds left, and the clock ticking. Down to 5, 4, and they're going to let the clock run out here at Russell Memorial Stadium with the score. The Amite Warriors 14, Parkview Baptist 7. We'll be back with the halftime. Apologize, we've lost the lights here in the stadium. We're going to try to bring you the halftime show as best we can. Sit back and enjoy the Amite High Band.
Flag Corps and Wahoo dance team for your halftime entertainment. The band is under the field direction tonight of Assistant Drum Major Ashley Burke. Flag Corps captain is Christy Dyson, and Wahoo's captain is Carla Williams. The Wahoos will perform a pom-pom routine to the tune Gimme Some Lovin'. Go ahead. Stadium, please report to the front gate. Billy Smith, please report to the front gate. The next selection will feature the Flag Corps and Wahoos performing as the band plays Watermelon Man. We would like to recognize some special people on the field tonight. Outstanding Wahoos for tonight's game are Rebecca Bridges, sophomore, and Juliana Richardson, freshman. Outstanding Wahoos officer for November is Stacey Angeron, senior, first lieutenant. Outstanding cheerleader for the Live Oak game was Andrea Richardson. Outstanding cheerleader officer for November is senior Glorianne Foster. And now Amy will conclude its show with the Amite Warrior Fight song. Everyone, let's show our support for our Amite Warriors and sing along.
At Russell Memorial Stadium, the score 14-7, Amite in the lead. We apologize for the dark halftime show, but the lights did go out here at halftime. They got them back on before the start of the second half. Butler back deep to receive along with Hornsby. Singletary to kick off for the Eagles of Baton Rouge's Parkview Baptist. Ron Gocho along with David the Crawfish Cottrell with Butch Lee on the camera for you. Pooch kick. Sliding toward the sideline, picked up by number 1, Buckles. He brings it up the sideline, makes a move toward the inside, still on his feet, and will get it up to about the 37, 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Tackled by Sidney Caluette, and if he wouldn't have got him, he'd have been gone. Looked like he was going to get racked up right around the 30 and got about another 6 or 7 yards. I tell you a run. Amite's band at halftime, they had 28 kids out there making all that noise.
Sounded like Troy State.
Sure did.
From the 36-yard line, 1st down, 10 yards to go. The Warriors in the lead over undefeated so far this season, Parkview Baptist, 14-7. Full house backfield for the Warriors. Collins at quarterback. Looking for some running room is Baptiste. He breaks it into the backfield. Baptiste will rip off about 18. So number 30, C.J. Baptiste with a big run to open the second half.
And Bourgeois went in there to try to keep Baptiste from getting on the outside, had to chase him down after about a 15, 18-yard gain, and Bourgeois is getting up a little limp and looked like he got a Charlie horse or something. When you're running as much as these kids on the Parkview Baptist side is doing in this soggy mud, you're going to start getting some Charlie horses, and these kids are both going both ways, so it's going to take a lot out of them.
Ball on the ground, picked up by Collins, makes a move to the outside, and will be dropped for about a 1-yard loss. So a little bit of a mess up in the backfield, but Collins picks it up and tries to do something with it. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, second and about 11. Collins tried to do something with it once it got on the ground. Looks like number 67, Edwards, is coming back off again. He had kind of gimpy once before earlier.
Gabe Smith checks in to take his place. Second down, let's call it 11 yards to go for the first. Baptiste in the backfield along with number 33, that's Terrell, and number 44, Francois. Desmond Collins is your quarterback. Collins on the keeper, looking for a little bit of a seam, and Parkview Baptist playing some very good defense.
Yeah, they really are. They're playing good defense on the veer. Collins is doing a good job of decoying the veer, but he just doesn't have enough to get on the outside, and the Parkview pursuit's catching up. Going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Number 2 checks into the game. That's Baptiste and Mallory. Number 99 there to the near side. Adrian Harris to the far side. A little bit of a mix-up on the offensive line. Collins brings them up. 5 seconds left. Collins going to have to call timeout, or he'll be flagged for too much time, and he will be. And Coach Donald Career not pleased with that.
Coach was trying to call timeout from the sidelines. He just had a, I don't know if it was an injury or somebody just missed their call.
The delay of game will back it up for the Warriors. They'll have 3rd down, 16 yards to go for the first down. Back into the contest is number 5, Downing, and also number 4, Hornsby. Harris to the high side, Hornsby and Downing to the near side. Desmond Collins on the rollout, looking for number 4. Hornsby is open. He sucks it in and will take it into the end zone. He grabs it behind the pole. I couldn't see if he caught it or not, but number 4, Hornsby, Esco Hornsby, takes the pass from Collins.
Open. I don't know who else was down here. Ran a little down and waggle to the inside. Both the cornerback and the safety bit on it, and Hornsby was wide open deep. I was calling deep, 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 deep. I was just
I heard you going deep, and I saw him, and he was behind the pole. I couldn't see him. And I had to say he caught it because he was so wide open.
He was so wide open, I was afraid he was going to drop it.
Harris to attempt the extra point. Collins the hole. Snap is down. Kick is up. And he splits the uprights once again. And I'm going to tell you what, LSU could use that kid.
And in to try to block that kick was number 3, Corey Townsend. So I think Corey Townsend's going to start getting a little worn out toward the end of this ball game.
So Amite comes out with their opening possession in the second half, puts 7 points on the board. That makes the score 21-7. If you're opening a business, call First Guaranty Bank. In July of 1997, issue of Entrepreneur magazine, First Guaranty Bank was named the #1 bank for small business loans in the entire state. Add to that First Guaranty Bank's strength and dependability and willingness to help you, and you have the makings of a new best friend. Adrian Harris tees it up at the 40. Richardson and Bourgeois back deep to receive the kick. Harris, nice high kick, comes down to Richardson at about the 5. He'll haul it in there, looking for a seam up the middle, and get it back to about the 27, 28-yard line. And number 26 on the stop is Chris Gordon for the Warriors.
Yeah, again on the stop.
First and 10 for Parkview Baptist with a little fog on the field. This might turn into the Fog Bowl, man. Two receivers to the high side, deep into the fog. Townsend goes up the middle to Bourgeois once again, stopped on the play by number 75, Dixon.
Dixon, 6'2", 238. Looks bigger than that, actually, out there. Looks like some of those Slidell kids.
Also, Lindrick Francois in on the stop. Pickup of about 5 on the play. 9:06 left to go in the third. 21-7 is your score. The receivers for Parkview come to the near side. Townsend on the option. Townsend caught in the backfield by Francois and also number 26, Gordon.
Gordon did a good job of popping him. Francois did a good job of holding him up. You know, sort of like Quentin Weatherford. I think those Francois kids have been playing here for 10, 12 years too.
Hey, look, great athletes. Great athletes. I remember when they were freshmen, and they were just very, very impressive. Backs in the I formation. One receiver to the near side. On the option once again, Townsend trying to make something happen to the far side.
I don't think he got it close enough. He actually tried to make something happen there and did a good job of breaking a couple tackles because he was actually tackled in the backfield. And it's going to bring up a 4th and short. And I got to think they're going to have to go for it here.
Well, you got 7:53 left. The score is 21-7. They've been picking up 2 and 3 yards per possession.
You don't want to give the ball back to this offensive Amite.
Oh, well, they haven't punted yet tonight. So in the I formation, they tried it once. They tried it once before on 4th down.
Nope.
Richardson looks like he might pick up the first.
Boy, that was a long 5 seconds.
That was a long 5 seconds. The referee's hand went up with a 5-second signal, but they got the snap off and pick up the first down, bring it up to about the 39-yard line.
Parkview.
If they want to stay in this game.
If they want to stay at this game. They've got to do something now. I don't think they're panicking when they go for it there, but you don't want to get the ball back to this offensive Amite.
Receivers high and low. Backs go to the I formation behind Townsend. 2 steps. Batted down at the line of scrimmage by big number 75, Dixon. And he got those hands up a mile high.
Also on there, number 66 is Dedrick Taylor.
You know, Spotter's telling me it was Taylor that knocked the ball down.
Yeah, well, Corey Townsend, we noticed in pregame, when he drops back, he throws the ball real hard and real accurate, but he throws a little bit of a sidearm, and he's only 5'10". And Thompson comes in there at 6 foot and actually knocked it down.
2nd and 10. Richardson gives it a try, and he wished he wouldn't have. Number 66 on the stop, Dedrick Taylor.
And Francois also.
Also coming up was Derek Butler on the stop. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. If this is a passing situation, you know, you've been watching how the defense has played man-to-man against Parkview, the defensive backs. This would be a great place for an interception because you know he's got to air it out.
Yeah, he really has. Nathan Thomas was also in on that tackle. I think they had half the team over there.
Their go-to receivers to the far side. One to the near side, backs in the I. 2 steps. Townsend looking. Flag on the play. Caught at about the 45-yard line, but I tell you what, somebody paid the big price.
Yeah, he did, and it's all, I think, going to be for naught because threw the ball right in the area where offensive holding's usually called.
Holding?
Yep.
Against the offense, that'll back them up.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and 20.
It's going to be 3rd down and 3rd and 20. So maybe they'll...
At the incompletion, it'll be 4th and 20.
At the incompletion, that's right. So 3rd down and about 20 to go for the first. Parkview going in the wrong direction, trailing by a score of 21-7.
And now it is 3rd and 20.
From the 30-yard line with 6:02 left to go in the third quarter, 21-7 is your score. A little bit late getting the play onto the field. We'll watch the back judge and see when they're down to 5 seconds. 5 seconds left to go. Townsend sets his offense. Rolls to the near side. He'll be forced to keep. He won't get anywhere near the first down. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That brings up a 4th down and 10 situation, and we'll see if Parkview even brought a punter with them.
Well, they were hitting some punts earlier in the game that were going 40, 45 yards. And you know who this is going to be? What's the second punt that they had tonight?
Did he drive the bus over here or what?
I think Corey Townsend did. He's the guy that opens the door.
Back deep to receive will be number 22, Alfred Broomfield. He'll wait for the ball at about the 27-yard line. Timeout, and as we take this timeout, we'll thank our sponsors for tonight's game. For all your legal needs, see Charles V. Jinko, attorney at law with 18 years of experience in real estate, auto accidents and personal injury, wills and estates, divorce, child support, and more. It's Charles V. Jinko when you need an attorney. He's located on Mulberry Street in Amite across from the post office. Also, I want to thank Central Progressive Bank for sponsoring tonight. The great guys down there, we do appreciate it. Also, come by Kids Impression. We have sizes from infant to preteen, quality name brand clothing such as Jabot and Nautica. They're at 307 Northwest Central Avenue in Amite, 747-8007, next to Hometown Pharmacy.
I've been to one of those big high classes. I went to Oak.
Boy, you hate to have to burn a timeout for a punt, especially on a 4th and long. You take the 5-yard penalty, it's still going to not give you that much, and you don't have that timeout to use further down the stretch.
Bourgeois to punt. Snap is back. Good snap. Angling it toward the sideline. Kicking to his cover guy. And it'll go down about the 24, 25-yard line. If you're looking for auto, home, or life insurance, look no further. There's only one place you need to be, and that's in the good hands of Allstate Insurance. Go by and see Brian Broomfield at 306 East Oak Street in Amite, Suite A, or you can call Brian at 748-6224. And Brian Broomfield, we do appreciate your sponsorship. And if anybody out there is listening, if we continue on in the playoffs, Amite High next week, we're going to be needing some other sponsors. You can give us a page at 549-7476. Desmond Collins with the full house backfield from the wishbone. Trying the middle. There's the second back through, and it's Baptiste, and Baptiste will pick up about 3 or 4 on the carry. That'll bring up second. 4:38 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, you keep getting 3 and 4 on that play there, and then start faking that and then breaking it to the outside is really going to open some things up for you.
John Correa showed us tonight he is not afraid to throw the football, and that's where the major success has been for the Warriors tonight.
It really has, and it's because you can run. You on the offensive set that they have here with the 3 backs, you can fake it and then with a play action and have somebody open. It looks like
holding.
No, it looks like Amite jumped.
So it looks like somebody moved, and it's against Amite. That'll back them up and bring up second down and 10.
Baptiste was just a shade early. There was a face mask on there. I don't think any of the refs saw it.
So the play is declined. Third down. About 7 yards to go for the first. The receiver package comes in, Adrian Harris.
Third and long, who you put in?
Adrian Harris, Baptiste, and number 99, Mallory. 21-7 is your score. 3:50 left to go in the third. Harris to the high side, Mallory to the near side.
If Baptiste goes in motion, watch how open he is on this side, up the sideline.
Collins, a little bit of pressure. Collins looking. Collins wings one downfield to Mallory. Mallory almost comes up with it. Good defensive play out there by Richardson. Mallory had to wait on the ball a little bit, but he had the defender outran big time.
Almost caught it on the second hop, too.
So that'll bring up fourth.
And Donald Baptiste was open. What they doing earlier in the game, he'd come around and run out, and he was wide open, and he was actually at full speed. What they're trying to do with it now is bump him at the line of scrimmage, try to break that up. In to do the kicking with a 42-yard average is Adrian Harris. Harris drove the bus over here too.
Nice high spiral, backing him up to about the 25-yard line. That young man got his foot into a wet football. And you could hear the thump from here when he hit it, Crawford.
Oh, it sure did.
This kid could kick for somebody.
He could do anything for somebody. I mean, he's got some tools. He's got some speed, good hands, kick off, kick extra points, field goals, and punt. And drive the bus.
Drive the bus. 23-yard lines where they'll have it. First down, 10 yards to go. Parkview Baptist with the football. 21-7 is your score with 3:19 left to go in the third. Two receivers to the high side, one to the near side in a slot. Backs will be in the I formation. Townsend, the quarterback. Quick hitch, looking across the middle, got a receiver, number 9. And the ball is on the ground. It looks like Amite will come up with it. No, they're going to say Parkview has it.
I don't know how Parkview got there, 3 Amite guys there. Somebody popped number 9, Willett, and he just bounced off, and then had some good pursuit from the backside. Willett thought he was on his own, just running down the field.
That little hook route's been open for him all night.
That's the only thing, because Townsend doesn't have a whole bunch of time, so he's got to run some quick plays.
First and 10 from the 45-yard line. Parkview Baptist with 7 points and 2:53 left to go in the third. On the option. Townsend slipping in the backfield. And we made a comment about that field and how it was going to get cut up a little bit. It definitely has.
Yeah, and it certainly has. I tell you what, the defense on this side, number 76 is Roger Frazier. And he actually hit the first back through and popped him, spun off, and then tackled Townsend for only about a 2-yard gain.
2:21 left to go in the third. Second down, 8 yards to go for the first down. Two receivers to the high side.
Watch Derek Butler on this side. He gets in that gap.
And they're just throwing the quick hitters. Coach Career's going to have to double them up out there and go for that interception eventually.
Yeah, but I tell you what, they had 3 guys out there that made good tackles to keep Parkview from making a first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
He misthrows one football, and they're going to light up the scoreboard again. Third down, 2 or 3 to go for the first. New running back in the game is number 6. Collada. Timeout, Parkview Baptist. Tonight's contest being brought to you by Rick's Auto and Truck Parts. They now offer a service center and tires and always hot coffee. Rick's Auto and Truck Parts, Highway 16 East, Amite, Louisiana. Call them at 748-5117 or 748-5950.
And Ron, new quarterback comes in there. A new running back comes in there, number 6, Collada. He's also the second-string quarterback. What do you think they're trying to do?
They might do something here. Third down. Collada doesn't come back out. Third down. Let's call it about 3 to go for the first.
Well, Collada lined up as on the sideline. Let's see if he goes back over there. He certainly did.
He goes out as a wide receiver to the high side. They shift him back to the wing. Third back through, not going anywhere. And number 8, Derek Butler, absolutely changed his address.
And Francois, too. Not only his address, his zip code.
Yes, sir. Fourth down now, folks, for Parkview. And the penetration by the line, I'll tell you what, that big down line for Amite is absolutely moving people around, and Parkview is not small on the offensive line.
You should have heard your son Ronnie laughing when that guy got popped right there.
Fourth and short. Two-step drop, looking for the quick look in, and it's completed. First down. So they're not getting away on the ground, but that little quick look in is really working for them. And that's one thing Ronnie just made a comment. They may be catching those short passes, but they're paying for every one of them.
Yeah, but look where he's walking.
He's going to the bus.
He doesn't know where he is. It's number 5, Josh Son.
1st and 10 for Parkview from the 40-yard line. Townsend to Bourgeois, looking for the corner. Bourgeois not going anywhere. Bourgeois forced out of bounds after a pickup of about 1 by number 10 on the tackle.
Tackled by number 10.
Deemer.
Alfred Brumfield is the guy on this side who's supposed to keep the back from getting wide. They had 2 guys that just absolutely picked him up. Didn't see the holding call there.
Engine on the play. He'll come to the sideline. 2nd down, folks. 8 yards to go with 9 seconds and ticking. I think that will just about end the 3rd quarter. And it will. We're down to 1 quarter, folks. The score, 21-7. Tonight's contest being brought to you by Guarantee Bank. Guarantee Bank, a tradition in this area for all your banking needs. Guarantee Bank. Also, tonight's contest being brought to you by Brian Broomfield, your Allstate agent here in town. Brian Broomfield at 306 East Oak Street, Suite A in Amite. You can call him at 748-6226 for all your home and life insurance. Look no further than Brian Broomfield at Allstate. Central Progressive Bank would like to wish you and everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving, and also thank you a lot, Central Progressive, for bringing us this contest tonight. Kids Impression. Come by Kids Impression. They have sizes from infant to preteen, quality name brands, clothing such as Jabot and Nautica. 307 Northwest Central 8th Avenue in Amite, 747-8007. That's next to Hometown Pharmacy. Also, tonight's game being brought to you by Charles B. Jinko, our good friend. For all your legal needs, see Charles B. Jinko in Amite. 18 years of experience, folks, a great attorney, located on Mulberry Street across from the post office. 2nd down, 8 to go.
2nd and about 7. Beginning of the 4th quarter here for Parkview Baptist with the ball. Counts out the pass. Throw at that good catch. But number 5, Josh Son, must have figured out where he was.
Yep.
Pass is complete to Song.
So wide open, and Parkview Baptist going to air the ball out.
Forced him out of bounds.
From the 20-yard line. 1st down, 10 yards to go. 21-7 is the score on a wet field at Russell Memorial Stadium.
Oh, what
Pick up the 1st down.
Amite needs to do here is try to hold Parkview just to a field goal at the most.
Townsend, quick pitch to Bourgeois with a little bit of a seam, but not much. I'm talking about a very small seam.
Yeah, and that seam was running right at Alfred Brumfield, who did a good job of popping him and knocking him back to the inside where he has some more help.
Roger Frazier finishes him off, along with Romulus Dixon. 2nd down, 7 yards to go inside the 20-yard line. We're in the 4th quarter. The score is 21-7. One receiver to the high side. That's Son. Richardson in a slot, a wing to the near side. Looking for Son once again on a quick slant. And this gentleman is wide open on that quick slant.
And it was a fake toss pitch in the backfield. Son was actually the only person that went out for a pass there. They wanted it to look like a running play. And just on a little slant there, ball thrown, perfect pitch and catch. And it's going to be a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
21-7 with Parkview threatening to score. From the I formation to Richardson. On the keeper is Townsend. He'll get down to about the 1-foot line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal. So the option play worked well for him that time. He wasn't able to quite squeeze it into the end zone. Amite defense has been on the field quite a bit, and they've got some players that play both offense and defense, so fatigue could be a factor out there too.
Yeah, it sure could. 10 minutes left in the ball game. Ball's going to be, there was absolutely no gain on that last play, and still going to be second and goal from the 3.
From the near hash mark, backs in the I formation, 2 receivers, 1 in motion to the high side. Townsend up the middle to number 10, Broussard. He pushes his way ahead, but does not get into the end zone, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Wrong Cajun, that's Bourgeois.
Yeah. So 3rd and goal from the 1. And clock ticking, and that's the advantage to the Warriors right now, leading 21-7.
Go clock, go.
One comment you made, if they can get in and block an extra point, it would loom big here.
It really would. I think they might be looking at going for 2.
Collada to the high side, up the middle. No, he does. Oh, he was on the ground and made the surge, and they gave it to him. He was on the ground and rolled into the end zone, and they're going to give him the touchdown, Crawfish.
Yeah, and one of the defensive players for Amite just threw his hands up in the air, and I think they called him for unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't see anything worth throwing a flag for.
Well, the touchdown will stand. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Amite. That makes the score 21-13. Singleton in to attempt the extra point. So, folks, we've got us a football game here with 9:08 left to go in the game. 21-13 right now.
With the penalty, moves half the distance. I don't know why they might not be going for 2. That's what I was talking about earlier.
So, number 45, Francois, trying to time it, and his timing was just a little bit off.
Well, he better hope that the center's timing isn't just a little bit short.
They're going to go for 2 now, folks. They're going to have to go eventually. Might as well go now.
Well, they get another penalty, it'll give them an extra point.
So they're going for 2. Collada checks into the game, along with the quarterback Townsend.
Going to go for a 2-point conversion.
Collada to the near side, along with number 9, Willett. Backs in the I. And he rolls in once again. No, he does not get it. His knee was on the ground, but they gave him the touchdown with the same thing. That's the same thing that happened on the touchdown.
Catch back. You know what I think? I think his knee actually...
You cannot crawl. You cannot crawl into the end zone.
I think what happened, his knee actually went down before he was across the line. That's a big extra point there. Should have kicked it.
Now they got to go for 2 if they score again. To tie.
Should have kicked it.
They should have kicked it. 21-13, folks, is your score. A barn burner from Russell Memorial and Amite. Ron Gotro along with David the Crawfish Cottrell. Butch Lee on camera for you. Give him a wave there, Butch. There you go. We've got camera crews tonight in Morgan City, filming Hammond and Morgan City. We also have them in Winsboro, filming Independence and Winsboro. And if the Amite Warriors win tonight, we'll travel with them next week. Crawfish, wherever we going, Breaux Bridge or...
I want to watch these guys play.
Number 4, back deep to receive, is Esco Hornsby, along with number 8, Derek Butler. Kick toward the out-of-bounds line. We'll get it at the 35-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go.
Hey, that kind of hurts you. As good as these guys were kicking earlier in the game.
I think they want to kick it away, though. I think they'll take that 35.
I'm not sure. Well, even when they did kick it down to Amite ran it back to about the 38. So,
and was 1 tackle away from breaking it.
Well, that's right.
At the 35-yard line.
So from the 35-yard line, first down, 10 yards to go. Adrian Harris comes to the near side, along with Batiste. To the high side will be number 99. That's Malroy. C.J. Batiste trying to get the corner. Runs over one player and flattens number 3, Corey Townsend. And C.J. Batiste left an impression on that young man.
Yeah, but Kendrick Francois did an excellent job of blocking out on this side, enough to break him for about a 12-yard gain, enough for a first down, right there 3 yards short of the midfield.
And I'm going to tell you something. When you're going up to tackle an Amite Warrior, you better pay attention.
You really should.
First down, 10 yards to go after Baptiste pile drives number 3, Corey Townsend, into the ground. 2 receivers to the high side. 1 to the low side, Desmond Collins. Baptiste to the other side, gets the corner turn, puts his head down, and a long late flag comes in from the sideline.
Yeah, and it's either holding or a crackback block over there. Baptiste got about 3 yards up to midfield, but this is going to back him up.
I'd like to know what the call is, holding against the Warriors. So that'll back it up, folks. But then again, you know, Amite is so explosive on offense. Each play that they're running right now, Crawfish, is 1 tackle away.
Yeah, that's all it is. 1 tackle or 1 guy knocking him down.
Holding is the penalty. It's going to be stepped off against the Warriors from the 40-yard line. First and 10, 8:51, 21-13 is your score. Undefeated Parkview Baptist trailing the Amite Warriors. They've only had 1 loss this year. Number 5 checking into the game is going to be Tim Downing. He's going to set up shop at the high side. The top of your screen is a wide receiver, along with number 2, Baptiste. Adrian Harris to the near side. 2 steps, short hops it to Adrian Harris.
That's really the first bad pass that was thrown all night long. What Amite needs to do right now is to put together a time-consuming drive down the field, at least get a field goal out of this to make it to where Parkview has to score twice to get back into the ball game.
17 yards to go for the first. It's going to be 2nd down. 2 receivers to the near side for the Warriors. Baptiste and Adrian Harris. High side is Malroy. Desmond Collins on the rollout with a little time. He hits number 2. That's going to be Baptiste, and Baptiste will get it just about first down yardage. We'll have to watch the spot. A little bit of a out-of-bounds activity, but
I don't think the referee saw where the sideline was, because it looked like he was still about a foot on the inside, and that's going to be real close to a first down. That was a good pass to
3rd and 1.
Baptiste.
Quarterback sneak, 4-down territory?
No.
2 to the high side, 1 to the low side. Desmond Collins in the backfield with C.J. Baptiste. Francois in a slot to the top of your screen. Collins, first down, 10 yards to go for the Warriors. Amite High School.
They do big first down. They do a good job of running that quarterback sneak. What Coach Correa did, he spread everybody out. You only had 4 people right there, and you had all of your backs and your line pushing against those 4 people there.
Credit Lucius Higgins for just moving some people around out there. Also, the big center, number 77, Perry. First and 10, 2 to the high side, 1 to the low. Baptiste along with Francois, who hadn't really been a factor out of the backfield that much tonight. Baptiste with a stutter step, making a move. Baptiste looking for the outside, breaks a tackle, and will knock it out at about the 20-yard line. So C.J. Baptiste stopped stone cold in the middle of the line, found him a hole, and set sail.
Yeah, and what happened was, what made that play, it looks like Desmond Collins continued his fake on the outside, and he actually made a couple moves while he was running, like he was trying to put a move on somebody, and that's why everything just froze on the inside. Adrian Harris was down waiting for Baptiste to come by so he could throw a block, but just didn't know which way to push somebody.
Hayden Schumacher, the center for the Amite Warriors. I'm stand corrected. Behind Hayden Schumacher, once again, Desmond Collins breaks into the backfield and picks up 5. So credit the big center, Hayden Schumacher, for just putting the plow down and moving some people.
Yeah, all he did was just run right behind somebody. Donald Baptiste is getting taken out of every play. He's going in motion, and they're just doing whatever they got to do just to keep him from getting open.
7:10 left in the contest. 21-13 is your score. The ball rested, I think, at about the 11 or 12. I can't tell from here. Baptiste along with Francois in the backfield.
8 yards on a quarterback sneak.
Baptiste, not to be denied, cuts it to the corner, runs over one, and pushes it down inside of 5. So C.J. Baptiste dealing out some punishment on these defensive backs.
Well, Baptiste ran into the line. There was nothing there. And Desmond Collins saw that. And Desmond Collins actually came out here and made the block to free Baptiste to get around the corner. Enough for the first down. It's going to be first and goal from about the 8-yard line. 6 minutes and 41 seconds left in the ball game.
Offensive line doing the job for the Warriors tonight, moving Parkview around. Baptiste ball on the ground. We'll wait and see who comes up with it. I do believe he found it himself. C.J. Baptiste got his own.
I was just saying, what you don't need here is some kind of a turnover to give Parkview some kind of a momentum to come back down the field. So it's going to bring up second. Yeah, I think he gained about a yard on the fumble. Second and about goal from the 7.
Michael Brazee also in on the offensive line, big number 52. Second and goal. Call it about the 6. Need to get hurrying. They need to hurry because they need to call timeout. Need to call timeout. They're going to get a 5-yard penalty here. So 5-yard penalty, delay of game. And I'm glad Reggie Goldsby's on the sideline to take Donald Career's blood pressure about right now.
Yeah.
You can bet he's upset with that.
Oh, he threw something and he threw his hat before trying to get the offensive captain's attention, and now he just, I think he threw the kicking tee up in the air.
Second down and 10. Well, you are in field goal range here for Adrian Harris, so you do come away with points.
You sure are.
Second and goal. 2 receivers high, 1 low. Desmond Collins, the quarterback. 2 steps. He rolls out to the near side, looking for the waggle. He'll be caught and gets one down, but not close enough. That'll bring him down to about the 5-yard line. A beautiful reception out there. Diving catch by number 2, Baptiste.
I'd have thrown an intentional grounding on that play because I didn't see where anybody could catch that ball. It looked like he was throwing it away. And he threw it to a place where there was only one person that could catch it, and that was Baptiste.
I'd go with, you know what I'd do? I'd go with the quarterback sneak again. Put the ball in the center of the field.
Got 8 yards last time.
Schumacher, the big center, leads him out. Desmond Collins.
Played it over here.
Option. Baptiste, the ball on the ground. And Baptiste, I think, got his own fumble once again. That'll bring up 4th. So the ball bounced in and out of the hands of Baptiste. That'll bring up 4th down. So timeout is called by Coach Career. As they take one, we'll take one too. Here we go, Adrian Harris to attempt a 26-yard. Kick is up, and it's good. 24-13 is your score here. Adrian Harris just about puts this one out of reach, and Corey Townsend, the quarterback, gets up holding his arm.
And they're going to have to do something to protect that oak tree back there because Harris is killing it tonight. He's kicking everything up, but it's hard to block a kick like that because he's kicking it. It's got to be 30, 35 feet up into the air.
I had it as a 26-yard attempt. I might be wrong because we can't see the down markers from this vantage point. Harris will come in and do the kickoff duties. Back deep to receive will be Richardson and Bourgeois.
What this means is we're going to see Parkview start trying to air the ball out. Look like you got some fresh jerseys in here right now. Trying to save some of the legs of those guys that have been playing all night.
Townsend, the quarterback, did walk off the field.
Stay in.
And he'll pick it up. Bourgeois throwing back across, and the ball is live. That is a lateral, and Amite will go. Amite doesn't recover, but I tell you what, Parkview has just put themselves in a hole.
But that was exciting, wasn't it?
Did you get that, Butch? Got it. That's why you work with Butch Lee.
Instead of Mike?
4:28, 24-13 is your score.
Mike will still be on the cheerleaders.
throw from the 4-yard line. Parkview will have it, first down and 10.
And they are in a hole here.
Townsend trying to work his way out. Will get it out, pick up about 11 or 12, so Townsend gets him out of a hole.
Yeah, and Amite's not tackling like they were a little bit earlier. Looks like what they're trying to do is strip the ball, and they're taking a lot of pot shots at the ball.
4:16 left, 24-13 is your score.
Clock's running.
2 receivers to the near side. Richardson and Bourgeois in the backfield with the quarterback Townsend. They're going to give it to Bourgeois up the middle, and I don't understand that.
Well, I think they're trying to set up the pass, but
they're taking too much time off. They've got to get in and score and come down and go for 2 and come down and kick a field goal to tie.
Yeah, it's taking them almost a minute to run 2 plays.
They're trying to run the clock out so they won't score again.
Yeah. Butch said they're trying to run the clock out so AB won't score again.
That's about right.
From the shotgun, Townsend looking downfield, over the back. No, that was not pass interference. I'm sorry. They're going to call pass interference on Deemer, but young man, I don't think you committed the crime.
Well, in high school, anytime you see somebody come over the back, they're going to call something like that.
Rod Deemer just trying to keep the receiver in front of him.
That's all he was doing. Anything close like that, they're going to call it in high school.
That's Brian Deemer. I'm sorry. I'm used to Rod Deemer. So first down and 10 with 3:21 left. Ball about the 30-yard line. From the shotgun. Ball almost loose. Townsend looking to throw. Picked off by Francois. And ladies and gentlemen, put the icing on this cake.
Yeah, sure. And number 68 for the Amite Warriors, this Mabry Wilson, was the one that was putting the pressure on Corey Townsend to make him throw that ball up like this. And
well, I told you, they were hitting those little quick passes to the sidelines, but when he started venturing over the middle, he was going to get picked off.
Yeah, he was. And actually, he threw off of his back leg. He had a lot of pressure on him, and he just tried to throw the ball up in the air.
Parkview Baptist with some great athletes, but not enough for the Amite Warriors tonight. Baptiste will pound his way up the middle, pick up about 5.
And look at 71, 77, 62, and 61. Let me see. 62 is Schumacher, 61 is Spitali, and number 77 is Perry. And they were still running down the field way after. You know, you get down in the 4th quarter where you're tired, and they still running down the field even after Francois was tackled.
Well, depending on how Independence and Hammond did tonight, we know that we're going to have at least, in Kentwood, we know we're going to have at least one representative of Tangipahoa Parish in the next round, and that'll be the Amite Warriors.
For sure tonight.
And we either go to Bro Bridge or St. James. Injury on the play. We'll take a timeout. Folks, here we go. Second down. I think I might be mistaken on that St. James call. We're checking it out right now. I know Bro Bridge is one of the teams that they could face.
Bro Bridge or St. James.
Okay. Second down. 7. Desmond Collins' feet come out from under him. And I tell you what, that young man was throwing mud like a 4-wheel drive truck.
He's a good mudder, huh? I'd have took him in a horse race. Boy, and he was open, too. I mean, it was all open on the outer edge.
Third down 10, 2:31 left to go. Here in this contest, 24-13 is your score. The Amite Warriors in the lead. From the 37-yard line.
They're going to call penalty.
5 seconds left. The referee with his hand up. Collins gets it off. Baptiste to the outside. Baptiste makes a nice slide to the inside, still on his feet, and picks up the first down, and that'll allow the Amite Warriors to run this clock out.
Stick a fork in him, and he's done.
Crawfish Parkview Baptist comes into this contest undefeated, ranked number 3. So that means Independence ranked in front of them and Evangel. Now you're going to have Amite beating the number 3 team. Amite, Independence, Evangel sitting at the top.
Well, like Coach Levine said, Joe Levine from Independence said, watch out for Amite.
These guys are playing awesome tonight. C.J. Batiste will just keep it up the middle and let that clock tick. He had the ball covered with both hands.
Yeah, I saw that on that last play when he got the first down. He had it covered up with both hands.
Well, your impression of the Amite Warrior team, we hadn't had an opportunity to see them this year.
They're a little bit different than all the other teams we got a chance to see. Mainly because they pass so well. They've got a good kicking team. They got a real good defense to come in and pretty much shut this offense from Parkview down. Quarterback's one of the better ones around.
Yes.
And then receiving core is pretty decent.
Batiste, the workhorse, he'll hang on to it, keep the ball in play. And he'll pick up about 4 or 5. 47 seconds left and the clock ticking, folks. The Amite Warriors will move to the next round, and it'll be either Breaux Bridge, them good Cajuns in Breaux Bridge, or St. James.
We go play in the cane fields.
In the cane fields. And we will televise that game for you fans of Amite next week. Myself and I think David will join us if he's in town.
If I'm around.
And Michael Bloss will be doing the camera work for us. Ball on the ground. Collins picks it up, says, I'm not down yet. Let's keep the clock running. He heads towards the sideline, stays in bounds, and that will be it, folks. As the clock ticks down, we want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. We do appreciate it, and I may be calling you next week because we're going to need sponsors for next week.
Might need it for the Amite game, the Independence, the Kentwood, and the Hammond High game. We're going to correct everybody.
24-13 is your final score. We'll see you from either St. James or Breaux Bridge next week.